Hey crafty people, it's Tasha. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here or you haven't already, I would love it if you could hit that subscribe button below. It would mean the world to me. Today I'm following up on one of my previous videos where I made a ton of backgrounds using Wow's Fab Foil. This is part of my guest design spot for December. So I made some of those backgrounds into cards for the last video. I had lots left and I promised another video with more cards, so that's what I'm doing. I'm showing you all these beautiful Merry Christmas foiled sentiments that I have now. They are all from Gracie Alley design sets, which I will have linked, and yeah, I just printed them off and foiled them. So here's a background from Angie Blom. I grabbed out a flower from Altenew, but here I'm going to show you another way that you can use the Fab Foil. So I showed a couple of ways on my first video, and here is another way you can just put some strong double-sided adhesive down. So I just put a stripe of it because I wanted a little stripe of gold there as an accent. I just put that down, burnished it down a little bit, and then you just add the foil on top. So here I'm actually using some of the like leftover scrappy bits from my first video, because we know I don't chuck them away. They are great for using for things like this, and if you need to add more, because one bit of it is not enough to cover the whole thing, then just take it up and put another bit over. As long as you overlap them, you'll be fine. You won't see any kind of issue. So here's another background that I made. That was a fun one. Stenciling. I've got some sentiments here from Pinkfresh Studios. I cut the shadows from Vellum, and I cut the words from just Nina, £80, and then I am brushing on some of the Wow ink from the Mixed Media tool, brushing that on from the bottom up. I do not want to cover the whole thing, I just literally want to put some accents on the bottom half. So over that ink I'm now sprinkling some of the bonding powder. Heat that up, and whilst it is still hot, or reheat, but basically it has to be while it's hot, you just put the foil on. Again, I'm just using some of the scrappy bits from my last video, and when you peel it off, look at that, you have some beautiful foiling. You're going to get quite a distressed kind of look from doing this, but that's exactly what I wanted. I love it. So here we are. I did it for both words of my sentiment. Hello bestie. I love it. To adhere them to the vellum shadows, I'm going to grab out my Xyron sticker maker and just run them through. I just decided that was the easiest way to do it, because they are quite fine sentiments, and also if I'd used wet glue and got some on that it like squidged out onto the vellum, then you would see that on the vellum, and I didn't want you to see that. You have to make sure when you're using the Xyron to really rub down, burnish it in all the little gaps. Oh look, here we've got a little hand. That's my daughter. She's showing off her creation. She made some cherries with her aqua beads, and she was very proud, so she wanted to show you all. So hello, yes, that is you. I know that she'll watch this and be like, oh, is that me? Yes, it is, darling. I love you. So I added my words onto the vellum, and then I'm just going to trim that background down a little bit because I do like having the white border around, which is why I also picked the white for the sentiment, because that would then pick up the white of the card base. So that's cute. Next I have this beautiful snowflakey background. Again, this is an Angie Blom one, and I foiled it in the Teal Fab Foil, and then I've cut it down to be 2 pieces, and here I'm going to do some more foiling with the double-sided tape. So I just lay some double-sided tape across to be a stripe at the bottom, and then I'm going to roughly measure it just with the snowflake piece, and put another stripe so that I just have a little bit of a border above and below the snowflakes, using my glass mat to keep it sort of, to get it straight. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you know, to get it roughly straight, at least looking straight to the eye, if not any other official means. I then used the same teal foil to put on. Again, you can see there I'm overlapping it because that piece wasn't long enough. You can't tell as long as you do overlap. My tape did come up a little bit there, and unfortunately you can kind of see that once the foil's on, but I think you can only really see it if you know it's there. It's not too bad, to be honest, once you've got everything else on the card. So I then decided that I was going to cut it down and make some mini slimline cards. I didn't even know these were a thing, but I saw that Cassie Trask, that was it, I was trying to think who it was then, sorry. Cassie Trask made some in one of her videos recently, and yeah, I loved them. They were really cool. So you get the sort of width of the slimline, but without having it quite so big. So I just did that. I think it ended up being about 3¼ by 5½, 3½ by 5½, something like that. I'll remeasure them. Oh, actually, you can kind of see there on my, so about, yeah, 3½ by 5½. Yeah, 3½ by 5½. So I cut Merry Christmas sentiments out of some nice kind of sort of metallic blue cardstock that I had in my stash, and yeah, they're just really simple. Put them onto some card bases that I cut from 110 Nina Solar White, and then here are my, oh wait, no, there there are my cards that I made. So I hope that you like them. I hope you got some inspiration, and I'd love it if you could try some of those foiling techniques, and join us at Wow's Facebook group to join the monthly challenge, which is foil. We'd love to see you there. Have a lovely, safe and happy week. Stay crafty. Bye.